Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is time now to check in with Dr. Olson from Central Iowa Neuropathy and talk about an exciting seminar he's going to be offering that you can learn all about how to treat your peripheral neuropathy pain. Dr. Olson, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Lou. How are you doing?
We are awesome, but we want to first break down what we've been talking about in the past, peripheral neuropathy, and I want to break it down into both words, peripheral and neuropathy. Explain exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's a great question. We do get that question quite often. So neuropathy is basically just damage to any of the nervous system, okay? Peripheral means anything outside of the central nervous system. So our central nervous system is the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nerves then would be anything going, like the nerves going into the arms, into the legs, even those nerves going into our trunk and our organs.
Oh, okay.
So neuropathy is any damage to those.
Okay, I didn't realize they included that because I thought it was just the extremities, but you said it could be other areas too, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, and now let's talk about common symptoms for people that might just be experiencing pain as opposed to peripheral neuropathy.
Yeah, so with peripheral neuropathy, it's really a strange disease in that some people will come in with tremendous amount of pain. It could be burning pain, could be freezing cold pain, could be electrical type pain. But then you got the complete opposite end of the spectrum where the person has absolutely no pain whatsoever. It's more of a numbness, a tingling, maybe just a dead feeling. And even some of the early symptoms that we'll see is just changes in balance where they just don't feel stable on their feet. That can be an early sign that something's going on, and you want to get this checked out before it gets any worse.
All right, so peripheral neuropathy, you just mentioned, is not necessarily always a painful situation, but it could be just maybe you're experiencing the numbness and you can't quite figure out what is going on, and this could be an indicator.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where a lot of times people think, if it's not painful, it must not be peripheral neuropathy because this other person had a lot of pain. No, you could actually have a different set of nerves that are being affected and have a completely different symptom.
What's more common? Is it more common in your arms or your hands or your legs and your feet?
Feet would be the most common for sure. We do see the arms and hands quite a bit as well. And then the trunk, like the organs and things, would be the most rare that we see, but we definitely see those as well.
Wow, I never heard about that before, but you have a different approach and a different way of treating this. Explain what you do.
Yeah, so our approach is a little unique because most people that treat peripheral neuropathy really just focus on the symptoms. So they're trying to use a medication to mask the symptom or using a surgery to mask the symptom. What we actually do is a number of tests to determine what areas of the nervous system are being affected so we know exactly what that person needs. So we're checking to see, is their body getting the oxygen and nutrients to those nerve endings? One of the things we see most commonly is a lack of blood supply. So a lot of things that we do is to increase circulation. Most people with peripheral neuropathy have been told they have poor circulation. They know that. Their hands feel cold, their feet feel cold at night. They get a lot of swelling. So they know there's bad circulation. That's just one of the things that we have to address in order for these nerves to heal up.
Okay, and you mentioned in order to get these nerves to heal up, so you can determine what the cause of the peripheral neuropathy is, and then you can treat this to regain the proper functionality?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where if you are just, kind of throwing noodles at the wall to see what sticks, you have a very poor chance of figuring out what's going to help that person. When we do a number of tests to determine exactly what's going on, we know exactly what each individual needs. And that's why throughout our company, we've got about 325 clinics around the country. We've seen over 20,000 cases of neuropathy, and we have about a 95 to 96% success rate. That's because of the advanced testing we do to determine what's going on.
All right, that's awesome. You have a seminar coming up that people can attend at absolutely no cost, and you have an added bonus too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've got some seminars coming up next week. For the first 15 callers, we're actually going to throw in my book for free. It's called Reversing Neuropathy. It's something that I decided was needed to be put out there because so many people just are suffering with this and don't know what to do. So we've got this free seminar so they can learn more about their condition, what can be done for their condition, and then have an opportunity to meet with me.
All right, that is awesome. 505-3700, 515 area code. First 15 callers get a copy of that book as well and can attend the seminar at absolutely no cost at all. Dr. Ole Olson, Central Iowa Neuropathy, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we will talk to you next time.
Thanks, Lou. Have a great day.